the governor cannot exercise any discretion. He must ask what party you belong to. Therefore, my request to your lordships is that notice for disqualification must be struck down by your lordships. In fact, your lordship's order was misused.
Tasted in those proceedings, no?
No, that's not. But kindly see the consequences, Let's kindly see how we are hurt. Let the commission, but the commission doesn't have to, can't disregard basic principles that you are giving symbol to a party.
I have to ask the other side. What was the material before the governor on the basis of which asked Mr. Shinde to form the government?
No, that's
one. And particularly when he knew that this was really a breakaway faction of the state.
Yes. How does he justify that? The question is, how do you administer an oath of office to Eknath Shinde? Now, I can understand. There's another situation. There are multi-parties, not just in this case. There's in several states, we have a multi-party system. Several parties come together, and suddenly a no confidence is moved. Or somebody seeks, and in the meantime, some disqualification petitions are pending. At that stage, the governor doesn't bother about the disqualification petitions. There's a no confidence. These fellows will vote. Kindly see, the consequences. We'll take the 39 to be validly members of the House, not disqualified. Disqualification petitions pending. Move a no confidence motion. Now, they can't move a no confidence motion because the 39 will be subject to the whip. So they know that they don't have majority. Therefore, what do? 39 go to the governor and say that now recognize me. So please appreciate, the way to ensure that the government falls is to move the no confidence. Why did they not move it? They could have, the 39 could have voted. They are members of the legislature. They did not move it because they knew that they are part of the Shiv Sena, subject to the whip. The government will sustain, will not fall. So the only way out was this conspiracy. And that was hatched much earlier. That's how they went to Gujarat and Assam. Having done that, they wrote that letter which I read to your lordships, I've read that letter that, this present government, the party members are very unhappy with it. We have been not following the ideology of Bala Sahib. All that letter I read to your lordships, And then they go to the speaker. So whether it's majority, minority, it really doesn't matter, So how could the trust vote be called? Trust vote means that you have prima facie lost confidence. Governor knows that this government is not. Why we go into the matter, that the governor will presume that these people will be disqualified. Why do we even presume that? They are qualified till such time as they are disqualified. So move a no confidence. So, your lordships must ask the question, why they didn't do that? And, let me put it this way. If they were so concerned, they should have voted against the whip. They should have voted against the whip. And if they had voted, this part we're over. Now, I just wanted to point out para 240. 240. The Sarkaria Commission is quoted. I just want to deal with that. Single party obtains absolute majority and provides the order of preference the governor should follow in the selecting of chief minister. The order of preference suggested is an alliance of parties that was formed prior to the elections. Kindly just mark the word alliance. The largest single party staking a claim to form the government with the support of others, including independents. Then a post-electoral coalition of parties with all the partners in the coalition joining the government. Kindly mark the word coalition of parties, post-electoral coalition of parties. And then a post-electoral alliance of parties with some of the parties in the alliance forming a government and the remaining parties, including independents, supporting the government from outside. No other exception is there. Now, kindly mark this, that it has to be a party supporting for the purposes of the floor test. There has to be an alliance as a matter of law. Therefore, the governor cannot exercise any discretion. He must ask what party you belong to. One, your lordships have not noticed that Gugavale was appointed as the whip from Assam. If your lordships agree with me as a proposition of law that the whips cannot be appointed in this fashion, ultimately the speaker, once that government is formed on the 3rd, recognizes Gugavale. Right, Manoj? And then I am issued, our legislators are issued a notice for disqualification on the 8th of July. If your lordships agrees with my proposition of law that whips cannot be appointed in this fashion, then our notices should be quashed by this court.
Subsequent notices.
Your notice.
Under 2(1)(b) or 2(1)(a).
Yes. Against us, notices against us.
Correct.
Yes, 2(1)(b).
2(1)(b).
Yes.
But they are virtually non-issue, right?
No, it's not a non-issue. There's a notice of disqualification against me because they say Gugavale gave a whip.
You are right. You are right.
So, it's a live issue for us.
Legislators whip.
Correct?
Not the political parties.
Yes, legislators whip. So, therefore, my request to your lordships is that notice for disqualification must be struck down by your lordships. If your lordships, of course, agree that you cannot appoint a whip from outside. In September, when a whole petition was argued that the Election Commission should not proceed, your lordship said no stay. Fine, well, it's no stay. We went back. What happened was we thought, and this is we interpreted the order to mean that the proceedings before the commission should go on. Fine, well, let them go on. The problem arose that we told the commission that if you take this test of organization and representation in the legislature, you necessarily will have to include 38 or 39. And therefore, if you take that into account, your outcome, your result may be that they get the symbol. But that very matter is pending before the Supreme Court about the disqualification of these 39. So please stay your hands and let the Supreme Court decide. Now, I personally feel, that was not it was not antithetical to your lordships' order of stay. After all, the Election Commission has also to decide in accordance with law. The result was, this is again the sad part of it. The result was the commission says, I'm not going to bother about the organization. These 39 members are majority, therefore they get the symbol. In fact, your lordship's order was misused.
But we are not considering the validity of the order passed for the election.
No, I'm not asking, I'm really saying the commission said, the High Court said, Supreme Court has said no stay, therefore they have to decide.
That is to be tested in those proceedings, no?
No, that's not, but kindly see the consequences, Kindly see how we are hurt. That's why the reference, what is the scope of powers of the Election Commission in respect of determination split within the party? Malas, I'm not, your lordship's passed, Malas, rightly so, according to me, that let the commission, but the commission doesn't have to, can't disregard basic principles that you are giving symbol to a party on the strength of those 39 whose
And that-
disqualifications are pending.
And that issue is pending before this.
That's pending. And I said to them, please stay your hands. They said, no, but Supreme Court has said that we have to go on. That's how the symbol is given. See that injustice caused to us. I just make the point, Mullahs, and not go further. And then the last thing, Mullahs, kindly read now paragraph 115 with me. And then I'm done, Mullahs.
Para?
115.
Just to rephrase it, according to you, there was no information in the possession of the EC
Yes.
to show that there are rival groups,
Yes,
and it
correct.
has to be satisfied.
Yes. Now, Mullahs,
No.
the petition,
Can you just rephrase your submission, Mr. Sibbal, again on this point?
Mullahs, I'm saying, Mullahs, the jurisdiction of the commission will commence when the commission has it in its possession information on which it is satisfied that there are two rival factions within a political party.
Right. And in this case, what is the...
Now, Mullahs, kindly see. Therefore, in the context of this 10th schedule, Mullahs, now just that proposition. In the context of the 10th schedule, the only way you can get a symbol is when there are two rival factions within the party. It has nothing to do with the 10th schedule.
No, this has nothing to do with the 10th schedule.
Correct.
Right? So, Mullahs, there has to be a faction emerging. Take, for example, Mullahs, majority of the people in the 10th schedule are with Thackeray. Let's assume all 55 are with Thackeray. Then also para 15, Mullahs, can be invoked.
By somebody making an application.
Because 15,
didn't understand you what you're saying.
para 15 refers to the party.
That's right. So, Mullahs, the split has
Schedule refers to
correct. The
what you do on
split
the
has
floor
to
of
take.
the House.
I'm
Right.
agreeing, Mullah. I'm saying exactly
Right.
that split has to take place within the party.
Right.
That split did not take place on 21st June or immediately thereafter. Never took place. A petition is filed on the 19th of July.
Correct. 19th of July.
Just note that, Mullah.
19th of July.
19th of July.
19th July, absolutely.
Correct.
Right.
And on the 18th of July, it is alleged, what is submitted along with the petition is minutes of meetings. Minutes of meetings. Well, will my lord be